Gosh, there's just so much gold so far, and I'm only on just finished chapter 4. Okay, these are first and early second century instructions and believers, guidance and guidelines for both Yahuda and the nations or Gentiles grafted in. They're all being given the same set of guidelines and instructions. I just wanted to show you verse 13. Do not in any way neglect the mitzvah, which is the commandments of Yahuwah, but keep what you have received, neither adding nor taking away anything. The Torah, the commandments. I point this out a lot because Christianity is telling you the opposite. Christianity is telling you that the law has been done away with. It's been nailed to the cross. It's a burden. It's gotten done away with. That's a lie. Whoever's teaching you this information doesn't understand scripture at all. The law that was nailed to the cross was Leviticus 26, which is the curses, the death and the curses. Leviticus 26 talks about those who enter into marriage covenant, which at the time was Israel with the mixed multitude, Gentiles. It's the same covenant. It's the same contract, the same words, that if you accept and you choose to walk and you enter into covenant by believing on Yahuwah, the God of Israel, you want to walk in his ways, great. If you accept, then you follow your marriage vows. If you keep your vows, your marriage vows, because you've made a decision to marry him, you've made the decision to enter into covenant. He laid before us the promise of everlasting life. He lays before you life, the promises. It's up to you if you want to receive it. But if you do, you enter into a covenant, a marriage covenant, and the conditions of this covenant is obedience to his commandments. Those are the marriage vows. So for you or for anybody to say that his laws and his commandments are a burden and impossible to keep, if you're married, are you going to say the same thing to your wife or to your husband? I'm sorry, my marriage vows are too burdensome. I know that I promised you that I wouldn't ever cheat on you, but it's impossible. I'm a man. I need to go and sleep around. So it's impossible for me to keep. So you just have to know that I truly love you and I really want you, but I have no control. So yeah, that's literally what we're telling Yah. That's literally what we're saying. And Christianity supports that. Christianity is taking scripture and they're twisting it and making you believe a lie. And it is not just a lie, it's leading to lawlessness. The Greek word for lawlessness is anomia. That literally means, lawlessness literally means you break the Torah, you break and violate God's commandments. And all I'm saying is, we who have faith in Yahusha the Messiah, good, that's the first step, but we must keep our marriage vows. If you claim to be the bride of Mashiach, but you don't even put on the wedding gown, the wedding garments, and you don't keep your marriage vows, and you don't put on your engagement ring, which is the Shabbat, because that word Sabbath comes from the word seventh, which means the oath yourself, you're not his bride. That is the pure fact of the word. You're not his bride if you don't put on the wedding gown, if you don't keep and put on your wedding ring, which is keeping the Shabbats, because that's an oath, and you don't even keep his ways. You don't keep the marriage vows. So I was in that position. And of course, I didn't realize that I was completely wrong in my ways until Yah showed me. And more, I'm trying to show everyone watching that this is the way, that this is the way. Yahusha, Messiah, is the way. He pointed to the commandments. He pointed to himself first by faith and then obedience. Faith and obedience. If you say that you have faith, but your life is contrary, you're eating foods Yah said is not even created for human consumption. You never keep the Shabbat. You never celebrate his holidays in Leviticus 23, but you're keeping pagan Rome holidays. And you're eating whatever you want because some pastor lied to you because they didn't understand, and they're twisting scripture telling you that, oh, it's okay to eat anything you want. But no, I'm sorry. If you want to be in relationship, in covenant relationship with the God of Israel, the only God there is, the only Elohim, the only creator, this is the marriage contract. The Torah. faith in Messiah, the Son of Elohim, and keeping the commandments. This is the evidence. This is how we prove to him our love. So I just wanted to reaffirm the fact that even as early as the 1st century, 2nd century, this is completely consistent. They were Israelites. The early believers in Yeshua, Yahusha the Messiah, are Israelites. And being a real Israelite means having faith in the Messiah and following the commandments.